So yeah guys, Mixo AC here. So I just finished watching the Monster anime and I really have to say it was awesome. I mean epic. It's so amazing anime that I haven't had no idea that it's going to be this good. But the end of the anime I kind of thought it was really weird. But yeah. So this is basically my Monster anime review I'm now going to make. Before I start this video, I want to also say, yeah, it's soon Christmas already. It's now December 23, and tomorrow is Christmas, and I'll be doing the special video, and of course what I've got from Christmas, because it's also nice to show what I'm getting for Christmas. So yeah, or what I have got from Christmas. But yeah, now let's get to the review. So yeah, so Monster is really the 74 anime TV series produced by Madhouse, and Madhouse is pretty quality anime studio when it comes to these great animes. Like they have been animated great animes like Kaiji, Devil May Cry. Now Butoom ended now, but they also animated that one, and pretty much all kind of cool series they have animated. So yeah, so then I thought especially this Monster has to be good because many of the people recommended this to me, and many of I read some forums that this series is going to be really some kick-ass anime series, and it was all that. It was great ride on those 74 episodes. But then again, I'm not sure if this anime was maybe a little bit too long, because 74 episodes. I mean, okay, it's really much episodes on the anime, but the now when I'm thinking about the plot, I think they have maybe cut in the plot in the 50 episode if they have wanted that. So yeah, but I guess this is okay too for giving out more episodes, so it's not going to get like a bad ending. It's the decent ending for the series. So yeah, and yeah. So first of all, if you don't know basically what's Monster story, what will be the story about the Monster, the anime, I'm going to give a quick summary of the story. So yeah, so the Monster story begins in Germany, Düsseldorf, Eisen, some kind of hospital, and there is this really uh, popular Japanese doctor named Tenma, uh, and he's basically working doctor there. And one day, he has doing pretty fine there. He has great job and he has a really great life there, and many of the people respect him, and because Tenma is actually made many of cool operates and save many people lives. So that's why basically he's so popular in the hospital. But then one day this accident occurs that there is two people, one boy whose name we don't know yet, and then there is this guy, general, or some kind of so basically the general is for the hospital, so kind of like they're members of it. And this doctor then must need to basically decide which one he will save. Do he wants to save the boy, unknown boy, which he doesn't basically know anything about, and don't have any papers of it, or do he want to save the maybe the general, which is basically the funding the hospital donations and keeping the hospital alive. So yeah, so And then what later happens, you can pretty much guess what's going to happen, because this series otherwise won't be 74 episodes long. So basically Temma made wrong choice, and after that everything is just going to be a really great ride on this anime. So yeah, that's about the summary, guys. I'm going to give you now. Let's talk about the basically the music of the series, because I think basically the music this series has awesome. I mean, basically this music, it's really great, and the soundtrack is also very great. And first, let's talk about the opening theme. So, opening theme of the Monster is basically really how I would say the scary thing, kind of like scary. So when you first listen it, and it's just like some folk people singing on some folk song there, but after later that there's some when they're going to show the pictures about this opening scenes there, you have to think that they really did great job with those pictures, because it actually matched the atmosphere of the music so well. So that's why I really like the opening song of this one. And also the ending theme, it's basically the ending theme name is the love of the other one, the love for the love of the one, or something like that. And it's basically this creepy song. It starts like really slow, and then there's some man like singing there, and it's actually has pretty dark kind of atmosphere on it. So it's made it so they have cut it really made it so scary that the basically it's gotten the new atmosphere of the series. So that's why I basically like this ending. Now then about later, of course, I don't like a bit about much that this basically this 74 episodes, it's all going to be the one opening only. So you're going to listen to one opening, same opening for the whole 74 episodes. So that's basically not so good, because I mean they have good made the opening 2, opening 3, opening 4, so people don't have to get fed up with this opening. So that is basically maybe the downside of this anime. So yeah, but other in all, the ending theme is really great. And then the ending theme number 2, yes, there's basically the number 2 ending. I think it begins in the episode 70, 80, 20, somewhere there. And basically it's really slowly, and it's really sad one. And I really have to say I like this ending too, also because it's really sad one, and the lyrics that are sung are really touching, because they actually relate to basically the story. And there is this children book, so basically the book you see in the series, after all, it's going to be connecting into the main plot of the series. And this book is basically in the ending text and showing basically some drawings of that book. So I think it's pretty nice idea that they put that book on their ending, because it's really seems fitting there, and it's really nice, and the actually pretty designing also cool. So yeah. And yeah, also I wanna have to say the effects of this anime, it's just, oh my god, the effects. I mean the rain that's just raining all the time. It's just amazing, and all the thunder and the footsteps that the people walks in the scary place. Oh my god, that feeling, it's just awesome. So yeah, and then let's talk about the story a little bit. So basically, the one I want to think that the Urasawa did pretty much great story on this one, because this is basically in the storytelling. The storytelling is just fantastic, because you get to see the many of the characters, but you don't get to see them at the so that they're going to appear, the many of them are going to appear at the same time. No, you're going to see them in a few episodes, so that's why it's really paced well. The series is really paced well, considering the storytelling part. And basically that the series storytelling is so good, because it's a little bit later you begin to know some the characters of the series, and then later these characters may stay closed on the series, but then on the later you don't expected it, but these characters, they kind of like connected to the one plot only. Yeah, so it's pretty awesome that they can make that happen in the 74 episodes, that long anime that has to. So basically every character is important in the series in some way. And also, if somebody are now thinking, oh man, there's 74 episodes, that mean it has to be that there's actually this 7 fillers, many of them in this anime. Actually no, because all the 74 episodes are canon. Can you believe it? All the 74 episodes are canon on this anime. I was like, when I'm going to meet the first filler episode of this anime, and then basically all the episodes somehow in the end connected to the main plot. So that's just amazing. I mean, how many anime series just do like that kind of thing? So yeah, that's why I'm really surprised about Monster being this good, and Naoki Urasawa did really great job for this series. And other thing I also want to talk about is basically the adaptation. So this is basically adapted from the Naoki Urasawa's manga. So basically they did really awesome job, because this is really kind of like keen on with the manga adaptation, and it's just amazingly made to anime adaptation. So the manga is basically it's the same. So if you watch, or if you first want to read the Monster and then watch basically the anime, you're going to get the same experience, because it's actually this almost the same. I have heard they basically changed some of the scenes, and that's okay, because not every going to see is going to be great put on that anime, so that's why. So yeah, now let's talk about a little bit the characters. So I'm going to only talk about the 4 characters on the series that are really, I mean, the main point of the series. So yeah, so the first character I'm now going to talk about is Dr. Tenma. So Tenma is basically, like I told, Japanese doctor, really popular now. But then in the later series, I'm just really getting not liking that he's basically really quiet, and he's kind of like down in some point of the series, and maybe it's just that his personality is changing, because this boy that I mentioned, I will get to this. I will get to that later. But basically Tenma's personality is a bit weird first, but then in the series he kind of like got developed really well in the end, and basically he kind of like is now any more weak guy like he was in the first 10 episodes, and he kind of like gets his own strength back, and he basically is determined to what goal he has in this anime on the end of it. And I really have to say, I wasn't expecting that the end of this anime was, well, pretty not so good, but it was decent. So yeah, and yeah, so now let's talk about the next character that is basically the Temma's main villain, as you guys maybe know, the Johan, or Johan, or Johan. How would you say that name? So yeah, so Johan is just amazing character in the series. He's basically the mastermind of the everything in the monster, and he's many of the people is just describing Johan that he's just a human, and then he's just something else. He's like supernatural thing in the out of the living existence, and he's just alien, and he's getting these many descriptions of the many of these criminals out in the series. So many of the people seems to afraid at him so much when he's going to appear on the series, and he's really going to say a lot of about it, that he's basically he's the guy that everyone should be afraid of. He's basically always telling that in the series. So yeah, Johan is really awesome character, and I cannot understand how well they did that character. And he's basically one of my characters, one of my favorite characters through the series. And then there is this Johan's sister Anna, or would I say Nina, because this is actually pretty funny in the series. I really have to say this now. So as you may know in the series that well, basically the Johan, so basically the boy is called Johan, but many of the time Johan basically tells about many of the people that he's Thomas, and or he's Michael, and he's some other name. So it's kind of gets like confusing at some point that which is really his name. And in the end of the in the end of the series, it's kind of like left to mystery what is the real name of that character. Also, same thing at the Anna. Basically, the first he is being called Nina in the school, but then later he comes to get the Anna name, and he have a couple of the surnames also. So it's pretty awesome that they did this name kind of like theory, and many of the people have rumored about what is Johan's true name and what is Nina's true name. So this series is cutting a lot of tension, which is good. So yeah, and then there's of course we have Johan, and we have Nina, and we have Temma. So we have to be also this one cool detective named Lunge, or Japanese would be Runge. So yeah, and this guy is just amazing. I mean, the way he just investigates everything with his, basically he have this like hand, and in this hand it's not normal hand, because the other hand is normal, but in the other hand he's basically searching the data of all the people he met, and all the cases he basically investigates. He gets all the data for tapping his fingers, and and he's getting all the basically data on it, and it's just so cool that this dude has so many data of him, and he knows so many things about it. And Lunge is really great character, because he's just trying to be first he's basically the only investigating some part of the cases, so he doesn't really know who's the suspect that he should be suspecting all the time. So he's just asking the many of the people first that, do you know this guy and do you know that guy, and yeah. So but then later he kind of gets this one goal that, yeah, I'm now going to have the culprit, and basically the Lunge becomes the criminal himself. So that's basically, I mean, that's just awesome that he's just in the series. He's like he's just like someone else. So in the series, like, so in some point of the series he's pretending that he's some else than Lunge. So that's why he's basically my favorite character. So yeah. And that's about the characters I want to talk about this. Now for the overview of the monster that I want to end this. Sorry about this is being a little long, but I just have to get my thoughts about this out now. So the monster is really great anime series if you like psychology horror series. So if you like Higurashi no Naku Koroni or Umineko or another the horror series, I really recommend this series for you. Or if you want to see a really great plot with a lot of character development on it, and the no filler episodes at all, and great music, great soundtrack. I mean, everything in Monster is pretty much great. So that's why I'm going to give a Monster a grade of 10 out of 10. So yeah, this anime is going to be a 10 out of 10 because it's just awesome. But like I said, the end of the anime, well, I think it's basically they left that ending like that because they want the people want discussion about the ending and try to solve what was really the ending, what really the ending mean of it on the ending, on the thing. So yeah, and all the suspense that goes around on this anime and solving and reasoning is just amazing. So yeah, that's so yeah, guys, that was my pretty long anime review for the Monster, but yeah, it's really great series. So yeah, guys, what did you think about this review? Do you think the Monster is a really awesome series, and have you been watching this in while, or have you just been completed it? And yeah, and do you think that there will be maybe coming the second season of the Monster? Maybe not, because Rosawa has now some other works to do, like 20th Century Boys and 21st Century Boys and some of these other series that he's doing. So yeah. But yeah, guys, I'm XAC. Don't remember to subscribe, like, and comment my videos, like always. And yeah, thanks for watching.